Hello and welcome to today's video. It's been a really slow news week, so we haven't had any videos except this one. Today we finally have quite the lineup of news. Firstly, we'll be taking a look at Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha's fill-in rider announcement for Eli Tomac's position on the team for the final 3 rounds of Pro Motocross. Then we'll look at the very first confirmed team lineup for MXON 2023. After that, we'll get into Caden Braswell's exit from Troy Designs Gas and his new contract with HBI Kawasaki. And finally, on the MXGP side of things, we'll be looking at Maxime Renaux's return. He's been out with injury for a while now, and he's going to return to Sweden this weekend. We'll look at what he has to say about that. Before I get into the news, you know the drill. Head to the MXNetwork.com, snag a magazine or two. Unfortunately, the sale's over, but if you want to support me, this is the best way to do it. The 6th issue of my magazine will be coming out soon as well, so keep an eye out for that. I'll let you guys know when that's out. But yeah, go buy a magazine. All right, the first story of the day is regarding Jay Wilson's fill-in ride deal with Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha. Wilson is filling in for Eli Tomac for the final 3 rounds of Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Now, why they waited this long to have a fill-in rider, I really don't know. But for those who don't know, who is Jay Wilson? Wilson is an Australian native motocross athlete who used to, or previously raced in the Australian Motocross Championship, but has since switched to the Japanese, I think it's called the All Japan Championship, in recent time, and he's been pretty successful there. Wilson, who is leading the All Japan Motocross Championship, will compete in the final 3 AMA Pro Motocross Championship rounds with the Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha team. Wilson will be competing on the number 906 Yamaha, and it sounds like he could provide feedback and help the team develop the new generation of the 450. Wilson intends on completing these races, then heading back to Japan to resume his Japanese championship. Now, at first glance, this seems like an out-of-the-blue choice for a fill-in rider, but when you read the full press release from Yamaha on Wilson, Yamaha basically selected him specifically because they like the way he test rides the bikes and helps set up and all that stuff. So, Star Yamaha could probably use a guy like him right now. They really haven't had any opportunity to have a test done on that bike. I mean, Ferrandis was out for so long, he don't like the bike. Tomac's been out all year. There's nobody to really test it for Pro Motocross, so maybe this guy can actually get in there and help him. Jay Wilson said in the announcement, quote, "I had the opportunity to come to the U.S. during the summer break to do some testing and development work for Star Racing. With my season going very well so far in Japan, we thought this could be a cool chance for me to also race the final 3 rounds of outdoors in America. My focus this trip is supporting the Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing team and their riders, but to combine that with racing here is a dream come true. It's always awesome to see new names entering the sport here in America, so maybe this guy can make a name for himself, put himself out there. Now, I don't know how fast he actually is because I don't watch Japanese Pro Motocross, but judging from the fact that he dominated the 250 class last year, only losing 1 race, I believe, and is currently doing incredible on the 450, leading the championship, it's fair to say that he's got to be a pretty good talent, so we'll see what he can do at Unadilla this weekend. I wish him the best. All right, our second story of the day is the first Motocross of Nations team has been announced. Over the course of the next month or so, we are going to have a lot of these, but today we're looking at the very first announcement, and that is for Team Canada. The first rider representing Canada will be in the MXGP class, and it's none other than the defending 450 class champion, Dylan Wright. Wright said in the announcement, quote, "I am very honored to be a part of Team Canada for MXON again this year. This is such an amazing event, and to be going over to France will be nothing short of amazing." Now onto the MX2 class rider. Again, Canada is bringing their best, the defending 250 class champion, Ryder McNabb, and he will be representing the team on the small bike. McNabb said in the announcement, quote, "I am super excited and thankful to be picked for Team Canada. I'm pumped about the team this year. Congrats to Dylan and Jess for being picked as well." Finally, onto their MX Open class rider, yet another top Canadian motocross championship guy, Jess Pettis. Pettis is a podium regular week in and week out in the 450 class over there. I think it's the Triple Crown Series up there, so he has speed. Pettis said in the announcement, quote, "I am extremely honored to be a part of MXON this year. I've worked hard to land a position on the team, and I believe we have a great team to represent our country." Now, I gotta say, this is a pretty stacked team for Canada. It's probably the best Canada can do at the moment, having 2 champions and then, like, a second-place guy. So maybe this year we see Team Canada shine. Who knows? But can't wait to see what these guys can do out there. On to our next story, and this is regarding Caden Braswell's exit from the Troy Designs Red Bull Gas team. Earlier this week, the team announced Caden Braswell's fill-in ride has expired, but today we've learned that Braswell has found another ride for the rest of the season with HBI Kawasaki. HBI is the same team that picked up Time Masterpool earlier this season, and also runs with Hardy Munoz, Scott Meshy, and Cole Bradford. Now, HBI is a relatively new team owned by Matt Bell. They dipped their toes in the waters last year, but started a full effort this year before Pro Motocross. Braswell won last year's AMA Nicky Hayden Amateur Horizon Award from Loretta Lynn's, and then he signed with Phoenix Honda Racing. Unfortunately, the team elected not to race Pro Motocross this year, so Braswell parted ways with them to hop on Chili Designs Red Bull Gas as a fill-in rider for Pierce Brown. He was originally supposed to only do 4 rounds this year until Brown returned, but then Moseman went out, so he ended up staying for 8 rounds, which is pretty awesome for a young rookie to come into the series, get some experience. Now, I have yet to actually speak with Braswell, but from what I've seen, he is one of the nicest guys in the paddock, and he currently sits 11th in 250 motocross points with a best finish of 10th overall at Southwick. Not too bad for a rookie. HBI will be keeping him in the 250 class on a KX 250, and he will also be going to the final 3 rounds in the Super Motocross playoff rounds that take place later this year. Braswell is currently ranked 13th in the combined SMX standings in the 250 class. Now, Caden Braswell has yet to comment on the team change or show his new bike, so we'll have to wait until tomorrow's Unadilla National to see that. On one hand, it sucks to see TLD Gas let him go, but it's understandable, and he did prove himself on that team, I believe. So it'd probably be good to see him on a small team and maybe see if he can replicate that there as well, like Masterpool did. Maybe if he can do that, he gets a good deal next year, so we'll just have to see how he goes on this bike. All right, let's head over to the MXGP Championship for the final news story of the day. Monster Energy Yamaha rider and actually a race winner this year way back in Switzerland, Maxime Renaux is finally returning to racing this weekend. Renaux got hurt a few months ago at the MXGP of Spain where he landed weird, dabbed his foot, and kind of hit it on the ground a weird way. He ended up fracturing and breaking parts of his foot and ankle. On top of that, he also had mononucleosis earlier this year, which really put a damper on his preseason training program. And then just before round 1, he hurt his shoulder as well. So he's been just kind of in recovery mode lately, getting back to a healthy condition. Well, after this long recovery, he is back healthy and he seems to be in good spirits. Here's what Renaux had to say today regarding his health, mentality coming into Sweden.
Yeah, really long road. It feels great already to be here on Friday. Yeah, it feels great to see everyone around and be here. For sure, I'm not 100% fit yet. The foot still needs some time, but it's already on a very good shape, so I can ride safely. The goal is going to be building from now towards the end of the season and get back to my good shape, before the end of the season. So I would say, yeah, from Turkey on, the goal would be to be stepping on the podium and winning some races. But for those next 2 races coming up, Sweden and Arnhem, we really want to take our time. So we'll see what we can bring home, and we'll just try to enjoy racing again.
Glad to see him feeling better, and he seems really excited to be back in the MXGP paddock. Hopefully he can return to his regular speed soon. He was extremely fast earlier in the year. I would love to see him back up front battling with Prado and Fevre, but we got to see where he stands first, how his foot's feeling and all that, so we'll see this weekend in Sweden. Well, that's all the news I have for you guys today. If you enjoy my videos, subscribe or follow. If you want to support my work directly, go snag a magazine on the MXNetwork.com. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.